Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we will be studying about chapter 3 carbohydrates and only the half of the chapter is covered in this. This will be very helpful in the main topic which will mostly be there in your UG and PG. So you should know the basics of carbohydrates. Okay, so moving forward we will learn like what is carbohydrate, yeah, introduction to carbohydrates. So introduction is that carbohydrates are the naturally occurring macronutrients. Everyone knows what are macronutrients. These are carbohydrates, fats, and protein come under macronutrients. And macronutrient micro means vitamins and minerals. Okay. So these carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And these provide 4 kilograms per gram, kilocal per gram of energy. Okay, and main source of energy of the body is carbohydrate. So these basic things you should know so that you can answer the question properly in your own way. Okay, simple definition: carbohydrates are sugars and sugar polymers that provide energy. So the examples of carbohydrates are like rice, roti, fruits, and sugar. As a dietitian, you should know these are the sources of carbohydrates. Status. Next, coming to classification of carbohydrates. So first is that free sugar. Under this, it will come monosaccharide, disaccharides, sugar alcohols. Second is short chain carbohydrates, SCC. Under this, oligosaccharides and inulin will come. Third is polysaccharide. In this, starch, non-starch polysaccharides will come. Fine. So you can always remember carbohydrates mostly is classification like monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Other things also you can remember, but the main thing is that monosaccharide, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. So this is the better classification. Mhm. Monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. You should learn this classification flow chart, and whenever there's one question asked about carbohydrate, you should um, make this flow chart and then explain each and everything with the example. So monosaccharides example is monosaccharide is divided further into aldose and ketose. Example for aldose, glucose. Ketose is fructose. Disaccharide, reducing and non-reducing, it is divided into example lactose and maltose. And this sucrose. Oligosaccharide doesn't have any partition. Example is maltotriose and polysaccharide. Two is there, homo and heteropolysaccharides. So example starch and cellulose for homo, and this is the classification of carbohydrates. So we will go into each. So monosaccharides. Mono means, one second. Mono means one, single. Fine, simple sugars. Definition cannot be hydrolyzed into simple sugar. Why? Because it is single sugar, right? Single, and it cannot be further hydrolyzed. Important types are glucose, fructose, galactose. Glucose is the blood sugar, fructose is the fruit sugar, galactose is a part of lactose. Clinical example is that hypoglycemia. Okay. So what happens in high hypoglycemia? Low blood glucose affects the brain function. Diabetic patient also have high glucose level. So these are the two things, two clinical examples. Second, we come to disaccharide. Di means two. Okay. So definition is formed by joining two monosaccharides. You should know this. So disaccharide example is sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Sucrose is made up of glucose and fructose. Lactose is made up of glucose and galactose. Maltose is made up of glucose and glucose. Yes, you should remember and learn. So with example, coming to next, sugar alcohols, which is known as polyols. In this example is sorbitol, xylitol, mannitol. Features are that these are partially absorbed, less energy, and non-cardiogenic. Do not cause tooth decay. This also you can write in your answer if the question is like what are the classification of carbohydrate, what are carbohydrates, classify it into its type. You can write under hmm, this. Okay, with the funk features can cause diarrhea if it is in excess. Example used in diabetic sweets. Okay, next coming to short chain carbohydrates. In this, it includes raffinose, stasiose, inulin, fructooligosaccharides, FOS. Okay, important point is that not digested by human enzymes, fermented by gut bacteria, promote growth of good bacteria. These are found in onion, garlic, and legumes. Coming to next, polysaccharides. Example is starch, main storage carbohydrate in plants. Types amylose, amylopectin. Okay. Second is that second non-starch polysaccharides. In this example is dietary fiber, cellulose, pectin. Okay. So we learned about the polysaccharides. Right. Now in that there are type of starch. Okay, and that is very important for exam. So there are various type of starch. First is rapidly digestible starch, which is known as RDS. Quickly increases the blood glucose. Example, white grain mashed potato has RDA starch. Remember this. Second is that second type of starch is slowly digestible starch, SDS. Moderate glucose rise. Fine. Example, whole grains. Third, resistant starch, like non-digested, acts like fiber. An example is cool rice and green banana. Okay, these are the three types of starch. You should remember this. This is very important. Mm. Functions of carbohydrates. Source of energy. What I told in the initial slide, 4 kilogram per gram. 4 kilocal per gram is the energy. These are the function of carbohydrate which will come in your exams also. You should I'm giving in points, you can elaborate it and write in your exams. Okay. Major source energy in Indian diet, essential for brains. Brain usually glucose uses glucose mainly. Hypoglycemia affects the brain function. Third is that role in muscle, store as glycogen, used during exercise, energy for heart. Heart mainly use glucose. Protein sparing action prevents protein from being used for energy. So carbohydrate have various and numerous functions in the body. Okay, so you can check in the book also, and you can write from there also. Fat oxidation, fat burns in the flame of carbohydrate. So all this is there in the first part. So simple summary slide is that carbohydrate gives energy, supports brain and muscles, spare protein, help fat metabolism, maintain gut health. Too much of carbohydrates can lead to fat storage, and too little can lead to hypoglycemia. That's it. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, then do comment in the comment section. Like my video and subscribe for daily videos, and I will upload the other videos soon. And sorry for the delay. Thank you. Bye. Take care.